Speaking of Star Wars, here's Mike Petriello saying every other team would ask the same question. They may not have the same answer, but absolutely nothing about asking this is Yankee specific. That's in reference to WFAN putting out that the Yankees reportedly have concern with Cody Bellinger's hard hit rate.
This
honestly, one more tweet for you too.
This makes me so happy.
So this was actually a comment. I asked for this to be put on here. This was just a comment from a fan who I liked this. I thought this added to the combo. The fan said Cody Bellinger's batted ball metrics in non-2-strike counts were actually pretty okay. Not great, but around league average. The thing was he had an extreme 2-strike approach where he was just trying to put bat on ball, and it actually worked very well average-wise. Helped a lot, lefty versus lefty, and for lowering his K rate, which was a problem in the past. So
this signing makes too much sense.
Bellinger
what do the Yankees need? Left-handed hitter with some pop.
Who also obviously
can
plays
play Gold Glove
outfield
defense
and runs.
But my thing is
2 positions.
Here's my question for this for WFAN, whoever wrote this. His 2-strike hard hit rate. Okay. Cody Bellinger in the second tweet was awesome. Why? Because with 2 strikes, if you watch the Cubs and you watch Cody Bellinger, I saw him get more hits where 2 strikes, like especially against lefties who the Dodgers for years said he couldn't hit. He just go boop and just hit a little base hit to left. Right? Now he was trying to do damage until that point, swinging hard, falling down, the whole deal like he always does. He was also healthy this year, and his OPS was off the charts. This goes back to great. The Yankees were great in hard hit percentage and this and that. They missed the playoffs. They were 14th in the AL in strikeouts. Okay. Like this signing makes way too much sense for the Yankees not to pursue this at all with everything going forward.
That was an 0-1 pitch, by the way. So that's before he shortens up.
That's not his real swing.
But who cares? Listen.
Wait, you can't have 2 swings?
What have we talked about for the last, I don't know how many ever years? How many years has the team that strikes out like the least makes it all the way to the World Series and usually wins?
Yes, there's a balance.
No, there is.
There's a balance.
But
not
the
Guardians.
Astros are obviously the example, right? They hit homers and they don't strike out. Okay,
they're the pinnacle.
But you have to.
The Twins are pushing the bottom of that playoff
they made the
line.
Playoffs, but
and so are the Guardians because they have no pop.
Who?
And
the Guardians' offense this year was a joke that they put that offense together.
You have to have a balance, but you need to put the ball in play. And what Cody Bellinger did is he made an adjustment. Everybody said he cut down with 2 strikes. He put the ball in play. His batting average went up with 2 strikes. His batting average, his slugging, everything went up this year. Mm-hmm. That's okay. It's okay with 2 strikes to say, hey, Kratzy, there's a runner on third with 1 out, and you're facing a sidearm lefty. And all you do is go up there and you go 2-strike approach to start, and you just go boop, and you hit the ball in the outfield and you drive the run home. That's okay. You don't always need the A swing. Now, the Yankees and Jake Bauers, who whatever that guy's name was that was blowing me up on Twitter about Jake Bauers is the fucking poster child who got shit canned in Milwaukee, right, with his 600 OPS this year. But, like, because he had a good exit velo in AAA.
Bauers got traded to Milwaukee.
Well, yeah, he got, New York or Milwaukee. I mean, no offense to Milwaukee, but New York or Milwaukee.
The guy that went after you said he was so good that the Yankees decided not to keep him.
Exactly. He was his poster child, okay? But my thing is it's okay to 2-strike flip a ball. It's okay. Now, if you need a home run and you're down 1 in the 9th, fuck it, let it eat 3 times. I get that part of it. But there's a balance, and I think Cody Bellinger made all the adjustments that people needed to see him do in his 1-year deal with the Cubs. He should be rewarded for it, and the Yankees make too much damn sense to start nitpicking. But this is what teams do, right? If you've ever been to arbitration, they'll nitpick your whole career, okay? But this is what teams do. They're like, oh, this makes too much sense. Oh, let's try to find a flaw in case we don't sign him. In case we don't do this.
I agree
still makes too much sense.
I agree with parts of this. Other parts, though, are that this free agent market for position players is so thin that the overpay is going to be so dramatic. Now, I say that with a grain of salt because who the hell cares? The Yankees shouldn't be thinking that way. But all Yankee fans pretty much are programmed now to think about the salary cap, a.k.a. the luxury tax, because the Yanks like to at least kind of think about it in the decision-making that they do. And part of that has to do with them saying, you know what? We go so far over it sometimes. We hate giving money to, like, Pirates owner Bob Nutting, who just says, thanks, I'm going to use this on my next boat. I don't even go to baseball games. That does suck. I get that part. That's annoying, but that's your own infighting. You have to figure that out yourself. But my point is, like, Brandon Nimmo got 8 years, $162 million. Cody Bellinger is starting there when he has conversations with teams right now because he's saying, oh, well, who's your backup plan? Who's your backup plan that you're signing? Trades, whatever. Who's your backup plan? Who are you signing instead of me? It's like here, and then you go, whomp. He's going to crush. So he's a guy that if you look before this, he did figure something out. He's had a lot of mechanical issues with his swing. It's changed a lot, right? That's actually something with Hayward for years, and he finally got himself back right. I know it's not the same comparison, but I'm just saying, like, you would you be shocked if you saw a scenario where, next year or the year after, it doesn't have to do with even health in my mind. Suddenly his swing's out of whack and Yankee fans lose their mind again?
His swing's going to be out of whack because he's a guy that tinkers with a lot of stuff. He tinkers and he moves. Talking about Bellinger.
Yes.
And I wouldn't put Hayward in the same category.
Obviously.
Hayward is always going to cast his hands out. They just put him in
but
a
he
lineup
changed
that
8,000 times.
He tried, but it's always the same thing. He couldn't get to the ball inside.
Okay.
And so they put him in a situation where guys can't beat him inside with the stuff that's on the mound. Completely different topic. Bellinger should be the poster child of what everybody who is talented in the big leagues. He's talented, MVP, uber prospect, 50 stolen bases in the minor leagues, 40 homers, like crazy numbers. Should be the poster child of what you need to do with what you have. I mean, he has one of the weirdest swing starts of anybody, and he's shifted that, changed that. He went this year, he slugged .596 versus lefties. He was .337 batting average, .388 on base percentage. Okay, so he was over almost 1,000 OPS against lefties. He diminished from 2022. I was looking these numbers up. His strikeout rate overall against lefties was 27.5%. Take a guess what it was this year. Overall against lefties, I'm not even talking about certain pitches because curveballs, he went way down.
It probably went in about half. My guess would be like 12.
15.8%.
Against lefties.
Against lefties.
Yep.
So when you talk about like his hard hit percentage isn't there, this is when you have to say, great, I get his hard hit percentage isn't there. How do we explain these numbers? And that's where analytics, if you just go by only hard hit, you wouldn't necessarily maybe pick up Joey Gallo.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't necessarily maybe pick up certain players just because their hard hit percentage isn't there. Why? Okay, their hard hit percentage is there. He smashes the baseball. He hits it so hard. And this is the disconnect, I think, in when we talk about the minor leagues, is just because a guy hits the ball hard, how does he hit it? Just because a guy walks, how does he walk? And to me, you look at Bellinger, he made a concerted effort to strike out. And my question would to strike out less. My question to him would be, if I go to him and I say I have $190 million, I would say, how do I know your inconsistency isn't going to fluctuate like it has the first 6 years of your career?
And what's the answer?
You have to listen. You have to listen, and you have to delve in. That's where the analytics.
You think he's going to talk you into that one way or another?
He shouldn't have to. This should be a no-brainer.
Because then I would get to the bottom of how he is made. What adjustments did he make? If he was just like, bro, I just wanted to strike out less, then I'd be like, maybe I'm a little nervous. But he's like, oh, I did this. I analyzed this. Because now you're melding your analytics and everything. You're just talking to the guy. I'm not saying you need the secret sauce. I'm saying you're talking to the guy and you're getting information about how he made that change. Because he made a huge change. The only reason I know this is because Jacob Nottingham hit with him in the offseason before his MVP season. And he goes, dude, this guy's going to have an unbelievable season. In spring training, I remember him saying this, and he goes, he made some changes, and watch what he does. 19, I saw him against the Giants at the beginning of the season. He was unbelievable. So if he makes changes, what are those changes, and how does that equate to success?
Okay,
cool.
So, Kratz, earlier you said the Giants, if they go out, someone needs to go out and go full Rangers, sign all these people. How about Bellinger, trade for Soto, sign Yamamoto for the Yankees?
I don't think they have enough to trade for Soto.
Give up whatever you need to give up. Give up everybody.
For Soto? I don't know
and
if
then
they
you
have
sign
enough.
them, but you got to sign them.
So who'd you say? Bellinger?
Soto, Yamamoto.
I did a wish list the other day, too.
Wouldn't that make – George Steinbrenner? God rest his
but
soul.
they won't.
He would have
Get,
been like, "Fuck it, we're getting all these dudes."
they won't get all three. If I'm them, yes. I'm
saying
thinking,
in his scenario where he was talking about
Yeah.
the Giants go out and sign Yamamoto and all these guys, right?
Yeah.
And spend the money. That's the team that could do it.
You can't tell me they can't.
I'm not saying,
Of course
I'm
they
saying
can.
but
As long
that
as
would
they
be the
don't
one
have-
team that would be like, "Hey, we can do this," and we would not even skip a beat.
Do they need right?
And the fans would be like, "Finally, the Yankees are back."
right, but if they don't, so here's what'll happen in my mind. If Bellinger say signs with the Cubs, they match it, and he wants to go there instead and doesn't want to deal with New York, then I think the Yankees will pivot to trying to make a trade for Soto and signing someone like Kevin Kiermaier, and having those two plus going after a big picture like Yamamoto.
Okay.
That's what I think. But
And the last thing on the Cody Bellinger, he has enough pop. Lefties in Yankee Stadium, it's so overused. Righties feast in Yankee Stadium, not lefties. This is not a great swing. 2 strikes, out in front, putting the bat on the ball. That's when Yankee Stadium comes into play. If you're swinging for the downs every time, you can move it back to 400 feet in right field. It's
Yeah.
still going out.
Hey, break your bat, you hit homers in Yankee Stadium. It was a joke.
That's what I mean.
It's a
So
fucking
it's
joke.
better for righties.
It's a fucking joke. Dude.
It's better for righties.
The right field.
But it's great for lefties who put the ball in play. That's why I think Rizzo could be a really big bounce back candidate.
oh, for sure, yeah,
Yeah.
we know what was going on there. That was
The
basically
concussion
concussion symptoms and
Yeah.
all that.